So in this video we are going to talk about shell scripting. So shell scripting allows us to automate daily mundane tasks that are being performed on a computer using a scripting, or you can say automated script, to ease those tasks. Okay, repetitive tasks like backup, copy, or you can say some kind of deletion or any kind of memory related operations or anything likewise. Okay, so anything and everything for that matter could be done using shell scripting. So in this video, or we can say the series of this video, we will be learning about the bash scripting language. Okay, so bash is the born again shell, and it has its scripting language that we can use to automate the task on the Linux system. Okay, so nowadays it is also available on Windows. Okay, Windows 10, it is available through Ubuntu thing. There is kind of a bridge between the Windows and Linux part that is available, so you can use that as well. Okay, but here we'll be using the Linux Mint, or you can say any flavors of you can say the Ubuntu thing. Okay, so if you are using a Ubuntu based operating system, then also it's fine. So this course is targeted towards beginners who are foraying into Linux based operating system. So if you are a beginner and getting started with Linux, then this video is meant for you. Okay, so the first thing that you need to remember is Linux as an operating system initially evolved as a command line operating system. Okay, all kinds of operating systems have evolved through command line only. So majority of the operations back in the day used to be done through you can say the terminal. So here you will find this terminal icon here. Okay, so you can directly click on this thing. Okay, or what you could do is, this is a feature that is only available in Mint. Okay, in Ubuntu you will have to open it from the slider. Okay, you have to open terminal, so the application name is terminal. So here if you select open in terminal, this will open this folder bash tools in the terminal. Okay, so here you can see the path. See here, so this tilde symbol is the path of the home, and home, inside the home I have this bash tools folder. Okay, so there are different types of commands that are available on the Linux operating system. Okay, so the first command that we need to check here is the pwd. Okay, that is the present working directory command. So this will let me know the home path here, or which current directory I am working on. So here it shows home, Wikisite, and dash tools. Okay, so this is one example of command that are available on the Linux system. So another command is to show the list of the files that are available. Now you have GUI as well, but if you do not have GUI, like if you're working on a server side of things, like if you're working on AWS server or anything likewise, then you won't have the GUI thing, so you will have to rely on the shell only for operating those things. So here you need to remember some of the basic commands to get through. Okay, so another command is ls. So this usually shows the list of files. Okay, but now currently this folder doesn't have any files. Okay, so what I will do is I will just create one folder as well as a file. See here, mkdir test folder, and I've just created a test folder, and here I will use the touch command to just create a file. Touch test file txt, you can put an extension there. Okay, see here, you can see the files being created. Okay, so these are, now if I hit the ls, then I will see the names here, test file txt and test folder. Now if I want to see the properties, okay, with their properties, the complete listing, then I can write this as ls space dash l or minus l, whatever you prefer. So this will show me the whole thing along with the details. So here you will find this is the ownership. Okay, ownership and who created it. Okay, so this will these are the two things: ownership, creator, and these are the file permissions that are available. So read, write, execute are the three main permissions that are available. Not all types of files require all three permissions. Some files are read only files, some files have the read, write, execute process. Okay, you can say the access enabled. So it depends on what type of file it is. So the files that are having the permissions for read, write, and execute are the programs that are being executed. So whenever you are writing a shell code or whatever kind of code you are writing, make sure that is set to executable. So here you should see a X, only then it will execute. If you don't see a X here, that is, it does not have a executable permission, it won't execute. Okay, so that is one thing that users who are switching from Windows to Linux need to remember. Okay, so this is fairly simple part that we have studied now. So now first script we will write. Okay, our first bash script. So first you need to remember the bash script begins with a shebang. So it is written as follows. Okay, so you can write it bin slash bash. Okay, and here you can write echo and test bash and test bash, and just save this thing. Okay, and bash toots. Okay, so here what I will do is I will save this thing as first bash dot sh. So shell files are saved with a .sh extension. So what these lines are and how it works I will explain you afterwards. Okay, what shebang does here. Okay, so that I will explain you afterwards. But to begin with, this echo line will display this thing. Okay, so here it will show you what is to be printed on the screen or the console, you can say. So here, see here, you can see the file here. So let's see the properties of this file. So here, permissions, see here, you do not have a execution permission here. So what I need to do is I can just fairly click on this thing and it will give you the execution permission. But as we are using the shell, so what I need to write here is, first I need to see what is the name of that file. Here also you can see the execution permissions are available or not. See here, you can see here you do not have the permissions, it does not show execute. So I need to only add the execute permission. So I will write chmod space plus x, that is the add the executable permission to space the file name first bash dot sh. So here I changed it, and now if I see here it will show you an X here. Okay, so we'll talk about file permissions, group file permissions and stuff in upcoming videos, but for now understand that these three different types of file permissions are available in Linux. Okay, whenever you're working with Windows, in the older versions you do not have this distinction. Okay, in the newer Windows versions like from Windows 7 and stuff, you had this option of run as an administrator. Okay, so that is like elevated privilege that is available in the newer version of Windows. In the older version of Windows you do not have any elevated privilege, and as well as a distinction, a clear distinction between the read, write, execute permissions of files. Okay, so that is essentially the reason why Windows is flooded by different types of viruses. Okay, so this is what we have written here. Okay, let me just show you the permissions again after we have done the chmod plus x here. Now it has already shown it as a ticked at execute. Okay, so what we'll do is to run this program. Okay, now it's a runnable program. See here it shows in green color. So here what I will show, I'll write is first bash and it will print the message. Okay, so this was a fairly simple program. So now what we need to understand is there are different types of commands here. So we'll go through very simple commands. Here the chmod command that we had used here. So chmod is, you can change the permissions for this thing. any type of file. So chmod can work in both ways, in two ways actually. You can write it this way, or you can write it as a form of file permissions. So here you can write different types of permissions, like you can say 400 and test file. Okay, you can make it so here these are different types of permissions are available. Okay, this is only a read only file. Okay, this will not have any other permissions, it's only read only file. Okay, so this is how then there's like 777, this will allow everything. Okay, see here, you see the difference, it has all the permissions here, this file now. So again, if you keep it at 755, see what difference that makes. Okay, so we'll go through the difference in the upcoming videos, but for now just observe whatever difference you see in this videos, in this files. So here you can see it has removed the execute permissions or read permissions at this point. Okay, so write permissions, sorry, not execute permission, write permissions. So this is the thing. Okay, so now apart from this thing, there are commands like copy, that is cp command, then there is rm command. Okay, so I'll show you rm first. Okay, first I will make a copy of this thing. First, test file.txt to different files, say I'll say test file on.txt. okay, first let's edit this thing. Okay, you can use vi editor as well, or if as a beginner I would recommend using nano. Okay, so that you don't mess up with, or you don't waste your time with vi editor. So here I'm opening this text here, so I open first bash, sorry, I need to open test file.txt. I don't know if anything is written inside it, nothing is written, so this is test text that is written in this file. Okay, in this file. So let's just save this thing. Okay, and enter and control X, sorry, right. So once we are done, now what I'll do is test file, I'll copy this file, test file.txt to test file2.txt. okay, so these are these things. Okay, and let's see here you also see a test file.txt. Now if you closely observe, both these files as they are copies will have the same permission. Okay, here, but if you're copying this second file into another folder that has different permissions set, or you can say different access level sets, then the permissions will be adjusted for this file. Okay, so that is an important thing that you need to remember, that permissions are adjusted according to the root, or you can say the parent folder. Okay, so this is something that you need to remember here. So now what I will do is I will delete the extra file that I have created. See, I have created a test file2.txt. If you open this file, it's the same content that was available in the first file. So if I want to remove this file, what I will do is rm space test file 2.txt. okay, so this was the remove command. Now if I want to move this file into this folder, so what I will do is mv test file, this file is deleted. Okay, mv, and what I will do is test folder see here, now this file is gone inside the test folder. So now to go inside this folder, what I will use is cd, uses cd. So cd is the change directory command. So cd test folder, and here you should find that file. Okay, see here you have that file ls-l, and yes, you have that file here. Okay, so this is done. So now what I'm going to do is I will delete this folder. Okay, so let's see if it allows us to delete a folder as well, or it shows any issues in that. See here, so rm, if you're using rm, then it will show you that cannot remove whatever the name of the folder is a directory. So in such cases what you need to do is you need to use rm space minus rf space folder name. Okay, and here if you write this thing it will remove recursively. So by recursively it means everything that was inside the folder will be removed as well. Okay, see here, that folder is gone. So these are the few commands that are regularly used, or you can say kind of daily use commands that you will be using whenever you're using a Linux based operating system. Okay, apart from that, some things, or you can say some kind of installations and stuff, whenever you're installing a new package or any kind of thing, you will be requiring authentication. So that is done in two ways. For some utilities you will require root privilege, so that is done using something called as a sudo command, or you can say a sudo prefix. Okay, that is used before the command, and using that gives you root privileges for that single command. Okay, and if you want to execute a series of command as a root, then what you need to do is you need to switch user. Okay, so sudo is switch user do for a single statement, and su stands for switch user for unless and until you want to execute whatever code you are executing. Okay, so these are the basics of, you can say, command line stuff that we are going to study. In the upcoming videos we will see how to automate tasks and ease our work as a, you can say, a programmer, developer, or whatever kind of person you are. So we can take automatic backups, or you can say we can deploy certain scripts, or we can ready installation setups here. So that is the point of this thing. So there are numerous things that you can do with this thing. Okay, so like you can say if there are any issues or anything likewise, then you could log those issues by the end of the day. So there are like endless possibilities of things that you could accomplish with shell scripting. Okay, so for now we'll end this thing, or end this video here. In the upcoming videos we will see how we can utilize shell scripting to do productive things. Okay, thank you.